This is Patrice Wendling at the European Society of Cardiology speaking with Professor Perk. Professor, you've just delivered some very devastating news. Could you describe a little bit about what patients are thinking after percutaneous intervention?
Well, it was indeed devastating. We thought as doctors that patients in Sweden at least do as we tell them. So we asked 1,000 of them, did you get our message and are you going to take the message home? And then we discovered that only half of the patients do as we tell them. And that was a very unpleasant experience.
And by the message you're talking about lifestyle interventions, just healthy eating, basic issues. Are they not being told at the right time? What is it that's making them not really change their lifestyle?
Well, what I feel is that patients are informed very shortly after the intervention, and that patients are in a kind of state of shock. They need some more time to think about their life, what they're going to do with it. So the timing of information probably is wrong, and we're going to look into that because there are some centers that do this later on and they get better results. People will need time to think and consider, what can I do myself? But in this study it seems to be that most patients experience that I've been cured and my disease is gone and it's business as usual. So next time when it comes again, I go back to the PCI lab, and that is a fatal misunderstanding in some cases.
Was there a difference in who spoke to them between physicians or nurses in terms of their responsiveness?
Well, that also was a very unpleasant experience. We have a standard follow-up after 6 weeks with nurses. And in fact, the patients discovered, they realized the message from the nurse exactly as poor as the one from the doctor. There was no difference there. There was still the basic misunderstanding. I don't have to do anything about it myself. It's not my fault. It's the drugs that I need to take, and that's all about it.
But are they looking anywhere else for information?
Well, that's what I found interesting. We tried to find it. The mistake we made in many hospitals here was that we did not engage the relatives. So when they come home, they ask their wives, their husbands, what do you think about it? They ask their sons and their daughters. But 40% goes to information channels like the internet. And we have no grip at the internet. There's all kind of doubtful information there. So I think one of the things we as cardiologists should do is look at the web and see how can we assure the quality of the information that is there. How can we tell patients, if you want to look at it yourself, go to the web? And why not have interactive web-based groups? These are new models of the care that we're going to have to look at, because the present care has great potential for improvement, to say positively.
Have physicians lost touch with perhaps the messaging and the way to message correctly to their patients?
No, I think it's a question of not wishing to spoil the party. You get an acutely ill patient in, you save his life, and why tell him then all these negative things? You must train, you must have a diet, you must not smoke. Instead of giving patients the idea the rest of your life there are fantastic options for physical activity, for good food, smoke-free environments. But we give the message. I think our message can be slightly improved, to make an understatement. So
do you think that physicians need to perhaps take a page from educators and those that are actually teaching how to teach?
Well, I can tell you that. My wife is a professional teacher of good quality, and I have really been brainwashed by her. I really feel that my message has improved by marrying a teacher. So I would recommend cardiologists get married to a teacher, or get your information, get your professional support somewhere else. We need to become better teachers, yes. And
would working with educators help?
I'm sure it would, especially if you look at the new technologies that we have in interactive web-based material, which younger people easily use. I think we need to know about this. We need to get the techniques and get them on board. And again, as I said at the press conference, people are so different. So it's important that we have different types of information. There is not one size fits all. We have to have more tools to meet the needs of our patients.
Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate it. This is Patrice Wendling, European Society of Cardiology, speaking for Cardiology News.